What's going on, world? DS1 Ross, and we back here on Sheep Stay Sleep TV. Shout out to everyone who support the platform. Much love, much love. Salute to everybody in the building. Salute, salute, salute. Shout out to y'all. Y'all make sure y'all hit that like button on the way in. Let me know how that. Let me know how I sound, y'all. Let me know how I sound. Let me know how I sound before we get into the show. Because we have to talk about this today, man. We definitely have to talk about this today. Okay. Crystal clear, huh? Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. That's what I'm talking about. Shout out to everyone in the building. And of course, we're back on Sheep Stay Sleep TV. I'm your host, DS1 Ross. Of course, I appreciate all the love and the support. Y'all make sure y'all hit that like button on the way in. Hit that like button on the way in. Hit the like button on the way in. We're going to give some shout outs. Make sure you guys hit the like button, hit that share button. Hit that share button too. Hit that share button as well. Let's see who's in the building. Let's see who's in the building. Shout out to Tone Malone. Shout out to my guy Tone in the building. Salute. Day one supporter right there. Salute, salute. Hey, Miss Zahara. Shout out to Zahara in the building. What's going on with you? Astral Atmosphere on the check-in. What's good, Astral? Shout out to Astral in the building. Salute to my comrade, my brother, the Book of Ronan on the check-in. Salute. Salute, my brother. Hey, Queena. Shout out to Queena on the check-in. Shout out to you. Always coming through and holding down the chat. Shout out to you. Queens of Virtue. What's up, Queens of Virtue? Shalom. Shalom to you. What's up, Cece? What's going on? What's going on? Shout out to you. Hey, Miss Camille. Shout out to Miss Camille on the check-in. Good to see you, young lady. Good to see you. Shout out to you. Shout out to Josiah. What's good? Shout out to Josiah the mod. Shout out to you. Shout out to my brother, Mr. Sutton, on the check-in. Salute, salute. Salute, my brother. Eyes love to talk. What's going on? I loves to talk. What's going on? Salute. Good to see you. Shout out to everybody. Shout out to everybody in the clouds as well. Salute, salute, salute. Of course, we got another great show lined up for you guys today. Y'all see today's show. Are you a hopeless black man? We have to talk about this today. We have to. This is a must because I've been paying attention to a lot of shows, a lot of new shows, and I'm noticing that there's a question of, is there going to be a space for men anymore? You know, is the black manosphere really dead and things of that nature? And I'm noticing, you know, everyone's talking about the pills and the red pill and this pill and that pill. And, you know, basically everyone, I'm not going to say everyone, but a lot of men, I guess, are in fear of letting something that is dead go. And a lot of guys are saying, well, you know, what else do we have? And what else are we going to do? And, you know, what I want brothers to understand is this is what happens when we idolize people or idolize other men and not stay steadfast to the mission. See, a lot of times people get caught up in the messenger and don't really pay attention to what's being said. And what happens is eventually over time, men begin to lose hope. Men become hopeless. And shout out to everyone in the building. But I'm saying this because if you notice, in the Black manosphere, you had guys who went from being blue pill, right, to red pill. They went from totally not understanding certain things about being a man, about society, about being a Black man and how society relates to you, how society sees you, right? We went from being blue pill to going through red pill rage. Because see, let me say this, and this is for a lot of guys who may have just heard of the Black manosphere, just heard, or just may have heard of a lot of things dealing with the manosphere. Understand that when you're going through red pill rage, you have not completely became red pill yet. Understand this. I don't know if that was said before, but I'm gonna go ahead and say it. If you are going through red pill rage, you are not red pill. If you are constantly going through red pill rage, you're not red pill. Okay? Once you become red pill, when you decide to accept what you are now aware of, this is when you become red pill. This is why for a long time, y'all have heard me say that a lot of these guys around here were never red pill. Of course, I made a joke out of it. You know, I said guys were on red jelly beans. Me and my bro said a lot of you guys were eating red Tic Tacs. Y'all were not, a lot of you guys were not and are not red pill. Hey, Miss Angie, shout out to you. Good to see you. What's up, Lindy? What's going on? Because you're still red pill raging. You're still raging. You're still raging and ranting about what women do, what women like, why women do this, why women do that. You still haven't accepted what you are now aware of. So a lot of you guys are not and were never red pill. Y'all were in red pill rage, which is a stage that's before becoming red pill. It's part of the process of becoming red pill. This is why usually, if you notice, a lot of guys, when they first go through their initial heartbreak with women, a lot of guys mellow out after. See, before that, a lot of guys, you know, they may be a little rough around the edges, but once they once they went through that first heartbreak and they know what it is to be gullible and all of that stuff, a lot of guys usually smooth out. The rage goes away because they have accepted what they are now aware of. But a lot of guys who claimed to be red pill, shout out to L. Nixon, salute, bro. Right? A lot of guys who claimed to be red pill went from being blue pill to red pill to black pill. Now, this is why I'm doing today's show. Hey, Miss Shaw Newsom, salute. Good to see you. Right? Because how do you go from awareness, right, and accepting things to now you have a lot of guys who are throwing in the towel. This is the black pill. This somber, dreary, things are never going to change. It's just what it's going to be. You can't change nothing. You can't change nobody. Even though y'all been trying to change black women for 20 goddamn years on the internet. But now there's this air of hopelessness. There's this checking out energy. See, this is the black pill. The walking away, the acting as if, oh, these are no longer my problems, or whatever. It is what it is. Let it crumble. Let it burn. How do you go from being red pill to that? And now you have guys who promote that the black pill is the next stage after the red pill. No. This is why y'all heard me say on one of my shows earlier last week that the pill stuff is figurative. These things, this stuff don't exist in real life. You can use the ideology and apply it, but there's no red pill, blue pill, purple pill, white pill, black pill. There's none of that in real life. And the reason why I said this is because I want men to get out of the cyber way of looking at everything. You see? Because you got guys who are using the terminology in offline, but they don't know how to apply the concepts. You see? They're thinking that these concepts are all about women because of what's being disseminated online. And then when these guys try to implement it in real life and they don't get the results that y'all say online that it's going to get, it's creating a level of hopelessness in men. And I don't know if a lot of you guys see this or not, but I see it. Guys are becoming hopeless, especially black men. They're throwing in the towel with relationships. They're throwing in the towel with marriage. It's not just because of their experiences. It's because there's no men to motivate them as well. You have the men, a lot of the guys are saying, yeah, man, you're right. Yeah, man, that's just what it. No, we can't do that. We cannot do that because now when we do that, what we're basically saying is there is no solution. The solution is to sit back and watch it all crumble. That's not red pill. That's black pill. I thought with being red pill, you have control of your reality. So how you go from having control to saying now, oh, we're black pill, it is what it is. So that means you relinquishing control. So why didn't you just stay blue pill? Because at least when you were blue pill, you had some type of control. Well, at least you thought you did. I hope y'all are following me. Shout out to Daryl in the building. He said that shit don't work in real life. Not the way that these guys are applying it. No, it doesn't. Because for one, they think it's all about women. And then when these guys realize, damn, I'm wasting all of this time and wasting all of this time on women. And then they look up and realize, I didn't do this for myself. I didn't do that for myself. And some guys will say, well, I'm 5-10 years behind. It don't make no sense for me to try to catch up. I might as well stay here. How did I do this? You see? And this is why you still have an influx of men still coming and looking for advice, because there's a lot of hopeless men out here. This is what you brothers, a lot of you brothers are missing. You wonder why men still come here? Because men are still seeking agency. And it's far bigger than women. The problem has superseded women. Now it's a mental issue. Now it's a mental health problem. Now it's a health problem. And instead of us sitting here talking about what caused him to get sick, let's motivate these brothers to get better. That is what I always promoted. Forward progression of the men. We've talked enough about the problem, what she done, what she didn't do, what she should have done, what she could have done, and how all of that stuff affected us. We've talked about that ad nauseum. Am I right or wrong? Sound off in the chat, fellas. Am I right or am I wrong? But we've went through that. We've went through that dialogue ad nauseum. 7 Holidays, salute. Free my grandma. What's good, free my grandma? Hey, Classy Creole. Good to see you, sweetheart. Sound off in the chat room. We've been through that. We've been down that road. We've been through those talking points. We've flipped that narrative upside down, inside out. Wash, rinse, repeat multiple times. So it should be evident that the men are not coming for that anymore. They're coming for something else. That should be evident. You see? But what are they getting? They're getting, hey, we don't really have no answers. This is what they're getting now. Hey, we really can't tell you nothing. What? I thought we were about forward progression. So what do you mean there's no answers? What do you mean? What do you mean it is what it is? Where did that come from? That's not red pill. That's not the mentality of a red pill man. That is what traditional men were. We don't throw in the towel. You see? That's what masculinity denotes. Endurance. Holding the line. You see? It's bigger than her. See, because if she don't want to follow the vision, she gets left behind. She gets turned to a pillar of salt. You see that? When did we become so hopeless? When did we stop motivating and encouraging each other to do the right thing as men, to stand by one another? Don't backbite. Don't do certain shit to each other. Why are we not discussing these things? Because that is what these men are coming for. They're seeking brotherhood. They're seeking men who will accept them, where they can feel comfortable being themselves. That's what this is about now. It's bigger than money. It's bigger than the chick. These guys need a safe haven. See, just like there's a lot of physical homelessness, black men being homeless out in the street, there's a lot of men who are spiritually and emotionally homeless. A lot of us are defeated, and we're looking for men that are willing to help, that love us enough to help, to say, nah, bro, we good. If I eat, you eat. We're our own agency. What I do for you, you don't do it for the next brother. We do this for each other. What happened to that? What happened to those sentiments? What happened to that content? So we let women beat us down like that? Y'all mean to tell me that we allow women to beat us down like that? That's not the traditional man mindset. But see, you have to understand that that is what they have always tried to destroy. Why do you think they created toxic masculinity? Why do you think they call black men super predators? Why do you always think they try to alienate our image? Try to demonize a certain type of black man, a certain archetype? Why do you think they do this? Because they're trying to destroy the traditional, the godly man concept, the mindset. This is what they're trying to do. They want us to become these modern day effeminate, hopeless men. See, because to be a hopeless man, you caught up in your feelings. You see? See, a hopeless man, he's effeminate. He's effeminate. Or he has become effeminized. This is what this society does. This is what all of these narratives that's constantly being fed to us that we just want to ingest and spin. This is what it's creating. It's creating hopeless men. How are we going to be leaders? How are we asking for submission? How are we talking all of this big talk and then we're hopeless at the same time? Talk to me. Talk to me. Huh? If you have a plan, if you have a mission, you don't have time to be hopeless. You see? You don't have time for that. You don't have time to not have faith, to not have belief. You see? Because guess what? You won't ever believe you'll get nothing done. No matter how much you work, because society will tell you you're never enough. You see that? And this is what's creating this level of hopelessness. That's why I ask you, are you a hopeless black man? See, following this world, fellas, well, it will make you it will make you hopeless. Because it's never enough here. You can never be enough. Being a modern man, being a worldly man. You can never have enough cars. You can never have enough clothes. You can never have enough hoes. You see? This is why they want to keep promoting that marriage don't work. You can't be faithful to one woman. One is never enough. Why do you think they do this? Because it creates a level of hopelessness. This is why you got men buying sex dolls. That's a level of hopelessness. He actually thinks that he can't actually go get a real woman. Because he's so caught up in this world instead of focusing on himself and who he want to be in the world. See? Red pill. This is why traditional men weren't valued on their money. Because traditional men had a vision. This is why traditional men left a legacy, even if they didn't leave a lot of money. They left family jewels. They left wisdom. They left a certain path for their family to go. How are we going to do this, men, if we're hopeless? See, a hopeless man is a man who follows his foreskin and not his foresight. See, your foresight is calcified. How can you foresee problems that you need to solve? How could you foresee success and opportunities and all of these things without any hope? With being black pill. And if you can't foresee things, how are you going to create? How are you going to build as a man? If you're hopeless, what are you building toward? What is there to build? Who is there to hope? I mean, who is there to who will be there for you to help, to encourage? I'm just trying to understand what happened. Blue pill, red pill, now black pill? I thought the black pill is somewhere we don't want to be. But now I'm hearing guys who claimed red pill at one time now saying, well, that's just what it is. No, that's not what it is. Because you didn't accept that mentality when you were blue pill. Big Trays, salute. Shout out to the Nile River in the building. You see? So if you didn't throw in the towel, if you did all the work that you decided to do to not be blue pill anymore, how you end up becoming black pill? How do you end up throwing it all back away, giving it all back to the system, saying giving it all back to how does that process work? And then we're going to promote this to the next generations of men. So what we're already telling them is, hey, bro, you already starting off behind. Just like a lot of the generations of black men who have to play catch up. When are we going to stop doing this as men? This has nothing to do with women. I'm talking to the men. When are we going to stop allowing our sons to play catch up? Why did we have to play catch up? You had to play catch up. Your daddy had to play catch up. Your granddaddy had to play catch up. When is this shit gonna stop? When society changes, society does not favor the people. Society favors the people who control society. So if we understand that, then guess what? The responsibility is put back on us. It's not going to change when society changes, because society only changes for the people who control society. It never benefits the people. So why would you be black pill and say, well, this is just society? Society was society when you was blue pill. Correct? Society was doing what society was doing to sustain the people who was controlling society when you were blue pill. So society is different now because you're black pill? So you thought society changed when your reality changed, when you became red pill? No, it didn't. Society has always remained, and it will always remain. That has nothing to do with you and the power you have, right? The authority granted by God, given to you as a man to be the author of your life. So what do we mean society and being black pill and saying that society's just never going, society's going to be the way it's going to be or worse when we all die. You know, when our ticket get punched, guess what? That's another day in society of people dying and all of the other foul things that go on here. When my ticket is punched, it's just another goddamn day in this squalor. So how does this again benefit us being black pill? How does the ideology, let me take it off being black pill. How does the black pill ideology help black men? It doesn't. Just like blue pill men or being blue pill can make you effeminate, this is what the black pill is. Because it removes you from being brave, it removes you from having courage, it removes you from stepping out on faith, it removes your authority as a man. And you give that authority back to society and the system, and to say, well, this is what it is. Take me. I'm not that type of man. I'm not that type of man. See, the red pill man, he dies fighting. He'd rather die on his feet than live on his knees. Right? I thought that's what we're supposed to be promoting to other brothers. We're gonna die on our feet than live on our knees. We're gonna pull each other out of these goddamn holes. We're our own agency. How do we do this without hope? See, because if you don't have hope, why would you ever be determined? DS1 Ross. DS1 stands for determined successful ones. You got to be determined to be successful. But why would you have determination if you have no hope? Why would you be determined to get to the destination, to get to the goal, if you have no hope? See how it removes masculinity from you? This is why a lot of black pill men are docile. They walk around with their head down. They always want to wear a hoodie. They'll wear a goddamn hoodie in 90-degree weather because they don't want nobody to look at them. They don't want to face nobody. They don't want to face the world. See, the red pill forces you to face the world. And you get mad and you're red pill raging because you don't want to accept the debauchery. You don't want to accept the ugly truth. That's why you're red pill raging. Because you're trying to fight it. That's your body and your mind trying to fight the truth. Like, damn, it really is this bad. Let me go back to safety. Let me go back to being blue pill. This is the fight. This is the red pill rage. Hey, Shatera. This is the red pill raging. You see? Then you become black pill because you never was red pill. You never was red pill. You went through red pill rage and you never stopped raging. Right? Because see, after you go through those, after you go through the blow-ups, you done purged it out. Now you either go, it's two ways you go. It's either you go the acceptance route and your mentality changes, your ideology changes, because now you've had an awakening, right? Or you allow the rage to become a part of you and you succumb to it and you become black pill. Because instead of accepting it, moving on and becoming a better version of you for you so you can get better results, you succumb to the rage and say, well, F it. F it. It's nothing I could do. F it. I'm done trying. I'm done running myself into the wall. See, that's the other side of the rage, that when you don't accept it and it becomes a part of you. Now you become recluse. Now you run from everything. Now you don't want to come outside. Now you're in the cave. Now everything dark. Because if you come out in the light, you got to look at you. See that? And every time you look at yourself and then you look out into society, you get it's that rage. Because you're really afraid of what you have to face. And traditional Black men faced every goddamn thing. They looked their reality, and they went at it head on. They didn't run. This is why you respect your papa. Not because he had a whole bunch of goddamn money, but because he wasn't a coward. He faced racism. He faced prejudice. He faced bias. He faced those things. He didn't run. He didn't say, I'm checking out of society. I'm checking out of my family. Because it's no matter how much I do, no matter how much you do what, nigga? What you supposed to do? Huh? See, I'm sorry. Y'all say, hey, he's too abrasive on the men. No, I'm not. No, I'm not. I was raised by traditional men. My grandfather had a 3rd grade education. And so did his father. My grandmama didn't work a goddamn day in her life. Okay? So I don't want to hear that black pill shit, because I don't come from men like that. My mother's father, he wasn't that educated either. He wasn't that educated either. Okay? I don't come from that. So I'm not going to use my platform to tell me, oh, you just live with it. Just no. Oh, hell no. Because my father didn't tell me no shit like, he said, if you don't like it, nigga, change it. Don't just keep telling me what you don't like. I don't want to hear that shit, son. What you gonna do? All right, I heard you didn't like that. What are you gonna do now? See, what happened to that energy? What happened to that energy? What are you gonna do now? You don't like being fat? Do something about it. It's not about what they don't like. It's about what you don't like, son. See, those the men I grew up around. Those the men I grew up with. Those the men that raised me. The traditional man mindset. This world ain't designed to give you nothing, boy. That's what my father told me. You're going to have more doors shut in your face, son, than doors that's open. Some doors you're going to have to kick open. And don't be scared of who you see in the room who locked the goddamn door on you. These are the men I grew up around. So this is what I'm going to teach. I ain't grow up with docile men. We don't just sit there and say, well, no. We get mad and we do some shit. We get upset and we go do some shit. Because the energy that's inside of us, it won't allow us to just sit there. We will wither away. It's not in us to be black pill, to be hopeless, to tell other men, I don't know what to tell you. I'm gonna support whatever you do if you even don't do anything. No! Because then what you're telling men is you're gonna reward bad behavior. You're gonna allow them to do and say fucked up shit around you. What is the difference between doing that for men and doing it for women? So you don't want to reward women and their bad behavior, but you reward the men because they're men? That's weird. Let me just say that. Logical Black, salute. What's good, Seven Holiday? Shout out to Boot Camp. Sugar Bum, what's up? What's going on? Huh? What's the difference? So we don't reward women and their bad behavior, but we encourage and incentivize the men because this is a men's space and men should just be able to do whatever, even if they just doing dumb shit. Huh? What? That's not masculine. That's not masculine. So basically, what y'all are saying is men could just do whatever because they're men and it's a male space. That's stupid. And that's effeminate. Because what that denotes is no structure. So how do we have a men's space that's being ran like women run this shit? Because that's how women run their shit. Y'all could do whatever. Just when I tell y'all to stop, y'all stop. That's how women run shit. What's up, Eve? I appreciate you, love. That's how women run shit. Hey, y'all could do what y'all want to do, but when I come back, nothing better be broke. That's how women run shit. So how are we just allowing the men say it's a men's space, but we can't speak on each other's behavior? Huh? That's you know that's what women do. You know, when one of the homegirls try to check the other one, girl, I know you ain't. Don't get me started on your ass. This is what's going on amongst men. This is what's creating a level of hopelessness in men. Because doing that shit, we gonna stay with the same problems. This is what the fuck the women do. That we try to philosophize to them to get them to stop doing. But we're doing it. We're doing the same shit. Y'all don't see it? Y'all don't see it? You know, women sit around and talk about dick all day too. Y'all do know that, right? Let me just go ahead and say that. Just go ahead and get that out the way. Y'all do know that, right? Women love to sit around and talk about dicks. You do know that, right? Mm-hmm. It's like talking about food to them. Y'all do know that, right? Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'm going there, Sugar Bum. Mm-hmm. You do know that, right? So when we sit around and talk about women all day, what do you think that is? You think men that's about something do that? No. No. We learned sitting around talking about women from the niggas that we now know ain't shit. They sat around and talked about women all day. And them niggas right now is still sitting on a block drinking a Colt 45 in a can talking about a broad. Right now. How much you want to bet? Right now. So, if it hasn't done nothing for the men you know in your real life, what the fuck you think it's going to do for men online? And then when they don't get the result, they become hopeless. Because then they come back and look for answers and you don't have no answers for them. Do you know what these guys are turning around and doing? Deleting themselves, or they're meeting up with women and deleting women. Because they're hopeless. Not because they crazy. All these niggas not crazy. They hopeless. I might as well go to jail. Why do you think a lot of these guys are G for P? Gay for pay? Why do you think a lot of these guys cross-dress? They hopeless. Might as well go be a goddamn woman. What else I'm gonna be? Nobody respects me as a man. The women don't respect me. No men don't want to be around me to encourage me. I need help. I'm just by myself out here. So I'm gonna just start selling my ass and turn into a woman. This is what men are doing. Because it's a level of hopelessness. He's struggling to find a goddamn job, but he on his phone all day looking at Instagram, looking at these fake ass scammers and these fake ass drug dealers, seeing all these fake ass money. So this tells him he needs money. Then he come on here and look for some advice for some men, and all y'all do is clown niggas because they ain't got no money instead of trying to help a nigga get some money. So now that's more stress on his brain. But all he keep hearing is about OnlyFans. And then you wonder why you see Lil Wop doing this. Look at Lil Wop. Remember this? Remember this show? Then you wonder why you see grown, young black men doing this. Look at Lil Wop. Pink lips. You wonder why you see that. You wonder why you see that. What's up, L'Oreal? You wonder why you see that. Because there's a lot of black men out here who are hopeless. And when you become hopeless, you'll do anything to feel validated, to feel relevant, just to have some type of feeling. See? And when a man doesn't have other men that he could reach out to when he's feeling empty, when he's feeling lost, right? When he doesn't have other men to go to, after he done went to God. This is why we need each other as men. We need agency. Because it keeps our strength. We strengthen one another. That conversation that you get from your brother can not only motivate you, but motivate him. You see? This is why, if you notice, Papa always had a few good friends. He always had a few player partners, a few little partners. Not a lot of them. You can only count them on one hand. Those are the men that when him and your grandmama was going through shit, yeah. When he was behind on bills, who he could go to. If he ever got to go and ride out, who he could go to. Who he pray with. Mm-hmm. See that? Because what that does is that tells a man, hey man, don't forget why you're here. So you don't lose hope. Because it's easy to lose hope in this world. It's too much shit for us to look at. Too much shit for us to look at. And then we start chasing all of that shit, trying to do all of that shit. And it creates a level of hopelessness. It creates a level of despair in men. And as men with these platforms, we need to, not forget that some guys are just coming here because they want to be a part of something. They want to know that they're accepted. Can they share certain things and be accepted? Understand that, man. Because that's what leads to self-deletion, hopelessness, despair. And we have to remember that we have to continue to encourage one another, not just with our words, but with our actions. How we treat each other is also our actions. Our actions is not always the accumulation of things. See, a lot of people think that you are basically living what you saying because you may got a certain amount of money and you can show a certain lifestyle. That doesn't mean anything. That doesn't mean you walking in your purpose. That doesn't mean anything. That doesn't mean that you've even found your purpose. This is why you have a lot of rich people, people who are materially well off. A lot of them are into self-deletion because they have no hope. There is nothing to be hopeful for but the bills. There's nothing good to expect coming down the pipeline but bills or somebody asking you for money. You see? And this is because a lot of us have lost our foresight. And we're not in touch with our purpose in life. See, when you just out here living willy-nilly, you deal with a lot of hopeless moments and hopeless times of your life. And you try to use other things to cover it up. But you forget that those things are temporary. Money is just a tool. Material is temporary. It's going to get holes in it. It's going to get old. You're going to have to throw it away. See, we forget these things as men. We forget what's important. So we start promoting things that are artificial. Not artificial, but we start promoting things that are temporary. And we create these artificial thoughts and these mindsets and narratives around things that we desire because what we see. When we forgetting that, we got to look past what we see directly in front of us, fellas. We can't lead without hope. We can't lead without belief. We can't lead because where we going? Where we going? Because a lot of us say that too. A lot of us say, oh, we're leaders. We just need to lead. Lead where? Where you going? A lot of y'all just driving down the goddamn street. You have no destination. You don't have no purpose for your family because you don't have a purpose for you. So you just driving. It's you. La 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 la. You just driving. And eventually you're gonna stop and say, man, what am I doing? Why do I need to keep driving? I'm not going anywhere. I might as well just stay here. I might as well just find the next rest stop and just stop here and just stay. That's not leadership, fellas. That's not leadership. Shout out to the Black Man's Heart podcast. Salute, comrade. What's good, Cartel? Salute. Astral Atmosphere says, need an EP on men finding their purpose. You need an EP on that, huh? Yeah, it's superficial. Right. Absolutely. And I see you grad. Salute. Ray Benson, rest in peace, was my grandfather, Ace Boone Coon. No doubt. Rest in peace to your grandfather. Yeah, bro. Come on. Because let's just be honest. That's how the male mind works. If we know we don't have no purpose for doing some shit, a lot of times we not gonna do it. We'll just stop and do nothing. That's just how men are. That's just how they are. And this is why we need agency. Because as we say on the Foundational Manhood podcast, me and my brother, the Book of Ronan, it's agency over atrophy. See, if you don't have no purpose, you don't have no reason for doing what you doing, right? Then guess what? Over time, you're just going to wither away. Atrophy will set in. It will set in. That is what hopelessness denotes. Atrophy beginning to set in. You're losing hope. You're beginning to it's getting real toxic in there in your system. Atrophy is beginning to start. Resentment, hopelessness, misery. This is where we don't want black men. But this is where a lot of us are. This is where a lot of us are. This is what a lot of this is what's being promoted. We can't promote this. And we have to be against the guys who are promoting it. because that doesn't denote strength. That doesn't denote courage. None of that denotes masculinity. None of it. And I don't want to hear you guys try to philosophize this, because I know where y'all like to go. Well, men are actually logical. So the best thing for a man to do is to use his brain and to walk away. I don't want to hear that garbage. I don't want to hear that garbage. Because if your grandfather would have left your grandmama, your mama wouldn't have been here and your ass wouldn't have been here. So stop talking that internet cyber malarkey. Because that shit don't work with men in real life. Because you never tell that to your grandfather if he's still alive. You never tell that to your uncles. You never tell that to your older brothers or none of those men who raised you a certain way. They don't want to hear that shit. So why are you gonna go and spit it to other men, especially younger men? Why would you do that? If it wasn't okay for you to throw in the towel, why would you promote that? Oh man, just walk away now. That is not the traditional man mindset. This is why they want to say there are no more traditional men. This is why they want to use modern relationship talking points to a traditional man, because they're trying to destroy this mindset, because they want us to be as docile and effeminate as Black men can be. Because we know with that, game over. The chess game is over. But see, as long as they know that there's men out here who are still promoting this, there's a problem. So we have to continue to create narratives to demonize these men, call them broke, call them uneducated, say they were toxic, say they used to beat on us, say they didn't really take care of us, say they didn't leave us nothing. But if you look at the goddamn statistics, the traditional men left their wives more than these modern niggas. The traditional men didn't have y'all eating ass and still paying half the bills. Traditional men wasn't running around giving y'all all these goddamn STDs and AIDS at a high rate. But you don't want us to be traditional men. No matter if you had 13 goddamn kids, Papa in his money made sure everybody was okay. Even if we had to wear skippies, everybody had new sneakers. See that? And your grandmother was still able to go out once a goddamn month, and y'all go out and eat in the goddamn restaurant after church. Shut up. Trying to demonize traditional goddamn men. That's why y'all running around here eating fish tacos now with glico sauce. You're running around here eating male fish tacos with glico sauce. Because y'all trying to get rid of real men. Real Black men. Yeah. Yeah. That big old Black nigga who them scrawny old, peanut gallery boys. Mm-hmm. Yeah, you know the rest. Yeah. Yeah. What you scared of? Why you want that effeminate nigga? What you scared of? Huh? Shout out to everybody, man. I appreciate everybody for tuning into today's show. Shout out to y'all, man. I appreciate that, Miss Shaw Newsom. She says this conversation needed to be had. And I see you, grad says, my grandparents were married 40 years before he died. My great aunt and uncle were married 60 years before he died. They don't make it like that anymore. Why not? Because they died? We don't want to make it like that anymore because we afraid, because we think we missing some shit in the world. See, this is the problem with us black men and black women. We think we missing some shit. Oh, they don't make it like that. Yes, the hell they do. You know why you don't see it? Because a nigga think that he gonna miss something if he ain't had sex with 300 women. These women think they're gonna miss some shit if they don't go get a degree and be lonely and playing with roses for the rest of their goddamn life. Because they wanna be independent and call their own shots. See, we think we missing some shit in this fucking world, and we not. We not missing shit, fellas. Nigga, all you running from is STDs and AIDS and getting backdoored and getting your brains blown out by a pill popping whore. Nigga, why you want to be in the world? Huh? So you can get backdoored? One of them little hoes could backdoor you and they shoot you in your fucking head? Huh? Why you don't want to get married, nigga, so you could be outside with the shooters, dumbass nigga? Huh? What's out here? See, I was going to end the show. Come on, we're going to go a few more minutes. What the hell is out here for us? Tell me. They don't make it like that no more, right? And I'm not directly coming at you. But I'm glad you said that. Shout out to you in the NICU grad. But I need y'all to sound off in the chat room and tell me, what the hell are you missing? Huh? Since we can't make it like that no more, what are we missing? What's missing? What's missing? Because all I see is a bunch of people making excuses to run from commitment. That's all I see. That's all I hear. And you don't want to be committed because you committed to the goddamn world. That's what it is. You committed to your homies, nigga. You committed to your homies and that dumb shit y'all talk about. You more committed to that than your purpose, nigga. What you missing out here, black woman? What are you missing? Being a single mother? That's why you don't want to stop twirling your ass around and running around out here sneak dicking your whole life? What you missing when you stop sneak dicking? Chlamydia? Because you know you like it raw. You like it piping hot, don't you? You like it hot and raw. I know you do. What you missing? Huh? Accident baby? What you missing? A schizophrenic nigga that might start beating your ass because he ain't had his medicine? You think he's showing another side of him? Yeah, it's called schizophrenia. Did you ever check his medical records? No. What are you missing out here? This is what I want to know. You want to be free. free from what? So you can fucking go as you please. I could fucking go as I please. Yeah. That's it. That's all you want, shorty? You just want to be able to, just go dick diving. That's why they don't make it like that no more. Because you have to go dick diving because you worked and you earned the right to dick dive. This what you want to do, right? So what happens when you're tired of dick diving? Then you think the world's supposed to change for you and it's supposed to be some nigga there, right? You want to be free until you want a nigga to put cuffs on you. I could do what I want. Oh, I like when this nigga tell me to shut up. Oh, these women nag too much. These women nag too much. But you want a woman to bring you a goddamn plate, huh, nigga? You think you just gonna have good cooking, good sex, and you're not gonna have to deal with her, you goofy nigga? See, in case you didn't know, this society is black pill, and they want all black people to be black pill. This is what the majority of us are today. We're hopeless. Henny and a plan B. Hopeless. Henny and a plan B. Hopelessness. Black pill. This shit gonna end anyway, so I might as well turn up. See what that black pill shit get you? Might as well turn up. Might as well be a hoe. Might as well have orgies. Might as well have sex with my dog. You're black pill. You might as well go have sex with doorknobs or a waifu. Might as well go have sex with sex dolls, catching STDs because you're having sex with plastic. And I'm going to do a video about that because I got the article. You got men out here catching STDs for busting nuts in their sex dolls. Yeah, you dudes are running around, passing around your sex doll like it's a real goddamn woman. That's that black pill shit. That's that black pill shit. I'm gonna do the video, Cartel, because you know these niggas think I just be exaggerating. I'm gonna show the goddamn, I'm gonna bring the article. I already saved the article. Hopelessness. And this is where we at, people. Shout out to Gorilla Matt. Shout out to everyone for tuning in. And now I see you, Grass says, I was always considered the nag back in the day because I was always pushing my baby daddy to do better for our kids. I wanted the traditional family. He wasn't a traditional man. He just wasn't a traditional man. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. And I see you, Grad. I already got the article. Miss Plastic Fantastic. Some of them trying to make family with those dolls. Oh yeah. Oh hell yeah. For sure. Yes, ma'am. They sure are classy Creole. But shout out to y'all. I appreciate y'all for tuning into today's show. We will be back tomorrow, same time, 2:45 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, right here on Sheep Stay Sleep TV. Shout out to all you visionaries. Shout out to everyone for coming through. If you enjoyed today's show, the Cash App and the PayPal is going across the screen. Shout out to anyone that has financially supported today's show. It's very much appreciated. Zahara says they cost $1,000. Shout out to my man D's in the building. I appreciate everyone for pulling up. They have AI dolls now too. Man, this is getting out of hand, bro. It's getting out of hand, man. And it's because they want to continue to promote hopelessness, bro. You want to be as hopeless as you want to be? We'll provide you with the products and the services to do so. we gotta keep we gotta keep going against this type of stuff, man, because it's only here to destroy us, black men, whether you believe it or not. But shout out to y'all. I appreciate y'all for tuning into today's show. Like I said, shout out to anyone that has donated. It's very much appreciated. Most importantly, I appreciate y'all being here. So if you haven't yet, make sure you hit the like button. Make sure you share today's show. Make sure you share today's show. And we will be back here tomorrow. Same time, 2:45 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, right here on Sheep Stay Sleep TV. I'm your host, DS1 Ross. And I'm going to catch y'all on the next one. Peace.